Good morning, children. Hope you all are keeping well. So, stay home and be safe. So, let's proceed our chapter A Lost Child. So, in the last class, we learned what all things fascinated a child on his way to the fair. The first thing, if you remember, were the toys. After that, a group of flies, bees, and everything on his way. Then little insects and worms. After that, entering into the grove, he was again fascinated by the petals of the flowers. And then the doves. So till there we reached. The doves means the birds cooing in the sky. So all these different things fascinated a small child. And basically it happens, children. You might also remember and recall your past when you were little once. You might be also doing the same. Hope so. So let's continue with the next para now. The same I will be reading and explaining you. So be with me now, children. The next para starts here. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. So what does it mean? As they neared the village, now they were very near to the fair now. Okay, the child, he saw the footpaths, the many other footpaths were there. So they were full of throngs. Throngs means the huge crowds, because mostly people were going towards that fair only. So huge crowd he could see. Converging means the crowd was gathered, the people were gathered over there. And in where? In the whirlpool of the fair. Whirlpool means, children, it's a movement, round and round movement. So where in a circular movement the people were in a fair. You just imagine the scene of a fair, how the people they move in a crowd, okay, in a just circular motions over there and there in that particular area. So the same scene was created over here. And seeing that crowd, at first he was repelled. Repelled means little scared. He was trying to turn away, but along with that he was very much fascinated in the new world where he was entering now, because it seems that it was the first time the child is going to visit the fair. Coming to the next para, a sweetmeat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasagulla, burfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance, and a crowd pressed around his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. The child stared open-eyed, and his mouth watered for the burfi. That was his favorite sweet. I want that burfi, he slowly murmured. But he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded, because his parents would say he was greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Okay, so in the next para, now we come to know that the parents along with their child have entered in the fair, okay, where he was fascinated a lot seeing the crowd and everything over there. So at the entrance of the gate, the first stall, many stalls are there in the fair, as you know. The first stall they saw was of the sweet seller. Sweet meat here, it means the same, okay, the delicate sweets, different colored sweets. And the seller, the hawker, was selling, just telling different names, that whatever he had kept, like gulab jamun, rasagulla, burfi, jalebi, to attract the people towards his shop. It was at the corner of the entrance of the fair, and there was a big crowd, okay, seeing these colored and beautiful sweets which were decorated with the silver and gold foil. You know, children, the sweets, as when you go to purchase, they are decorated always, and it were kept in an architectural way. Architectural means in a particular style or the design. They were piled up, and which attracts the people and fascinates them to purchase it. So, the same way the sweet shop seems there. The child, when he saw this sweet shop, okay, he was open eyed, means really he again wanted that thing, and it was mouth watering. And the child, he liked burfi the most, which was his favorite sweet. So, listening to that word burfi, he stopped there and he again wanted that burfi. I hope so. Many of your mouths also might be watering now, but what to do? Okay. And I want that burfi. Now the child demanded again, but he murmured slowly. Why? Can you just guess why he murmured very slowly that he needs that burfi? Exactly. Those who thought that really he knew that his parents won't listen to him and they will give again any excuse. So he suppressed, okay, his need of that burfi, but still as a child he murmured very slowly, and he knew and he begged that his plea means he requested again, but he knew it very well that it won't be heeded means it won't be paid attention by his parents now, because his parents may give the excuse that he was such a greedy boy, okay, if he will demand that burfi or that sweet. So without waiting for any answer, he started moving on along with his parents. Okay, now coming to the next para. A flower seller hugged a garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured, I want that garland. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. So, without waiting for an answer, he moved on. See, children, in this para again, we can see, okay, the pain of a child, that when he knew very well that whatever he demands, none of his demands were being fulfilled till now by his parents, though they were in a fair. So just imagine that painful situation of a child. So now, after the sweetmeat seller, the next stall was of a flower seller who was selling his flowers, and he was shouting a garland of gulmohar. Gulmohar, you know very well, it is a type of flower. Okay, gulmohar flower, and garland means the necklace made of those flowers. So he was selling the garland, and now the child couldn't resist himself. Okay, he was extremely attracted towards that again, and he immediately went towards that basket of flowers, okay, where they were lying, and again he murmured, only murmured, see, in a very low voice. Murmuring is very low voice, I want that garland. Again that poor child, he demanded that I want the garland, but he was again knowing it very well that his parents would again refuse him. They will give another excuse, okay, by saying that those flowers were cheap, so he should not ask for them. So without again waiting for any answer from his parents, he started moving. Okay, so how a good boy, a child was he. See, children, next, a man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green and purple balloons flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of their silken colors, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire to possess them all. But he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toys. So he walked on further. Now next, first of all the sweetmeat seller, second was the garland seller, okay, flower seller. Now next, whom he met, a man was standing there. He was holding a pole, okay, with beautiful balloons flying over it. You might have seen in the fair and all. So rainbow colored, yellow, red, green, purple colored balloons again attracted the child. He was carried away means he was attracted by that rainbow glory, the different colors of those beautiful silken colors, beautiful colors, and he was filled with an overwhelming. Now he was filled with a very strong emotion. Now overwhelming means very strong emotion he had, that anyhow he wanted to get those balloons. Okay, he wanted to possess them means to get them. But again he knew what? That his parents won't buy them, the balloons, for him, because again they will have a very nice excuse. The child can very well learn. See, his parents' thoughts and emotions, remember that. So now what excuse he thought his parents would give him? That now he was a grown up child, and so he should not demand all such things. Okay, he is not so small to play with all the balloons and all. So he knew that excuse very well, and so he walked on further. He started moving on. So let's end here the today's class. Tomorrow we will meet again, children. Bye.